What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B-Hop Radio Shouty, and as always, I got my podcast partner with me, OG Gangsta Wicked, a Ghetto Mafia.
Yes, sir.
What's good with it, Wick?
Oh, so I was just throwing on. You ever had a halls, early in the morning?
Yeah.
Open you up.
You got to get open in this thing.
I feel good out here, so I'm opening up. So I got that lemon hog. I'm feeling pretty good, though.
All right, man. I mean, it's Black History Month, Wick. I mean, how you feeling as a people, enjoying Black history in this thing, man?
I'm, to be honest with you, I feel like, every time Black History, they give us 30 days.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, do we get 28 in this month?
It's 28, man.
It's 28. We don't even get the whole 30.
29 on a leap year.
We don't even get the whole 30.
No,
But I feel like, Black history should be, every month.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, because there is no America without blacks. We are black, black people are the history of this country.
Facts.
So I still feel like until we get to where we're being celebrated in the schools, in the colleges, on television every single day.
Yeah.
And we don't have to have be at a point that where we have to say Black History Month.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Then I feel like we still fighting.
I mean, with it being Black History Month, and then just thinking about hip hop, the Grammys, they did pretty good as far as showing, the African American culture some real love over the weekend. That was a beautiful thing.
Right.
But what do you think about the state of our people, man? Do you feel like Dr. King would be happy with what he sees going on out here right now?
Hell no. And no, he wouldn't now be high. He wouldn't be. I mean, well, let me walk that back.
Uh-huh.
I think he would be. I think he would be optimistic.
Yeah.
I think that he would look at it and say, okay, we have come from this. It's undeniable. I mean, we're not, quote unquote, in the field anymore, getting, whips cracked over our back.
Yeah.
But, I still look at the prison system and how it's geared towards our kids as still a form of slavery. I feel like that, if they abolish slavery, it's in the Constitution that the only way you can enslave a person if they is in debt to you or if they have committed a crime.
That's right.
A lot of people don't know that, so it is slavery. But B-Hop, man, I told you I never really rolled with Dr. King method of thinking. All the way. I was never shotgun with him the whole way. I'm more of a Malcolm X. I'm more of a Farrakhan type of guy.
Okay.
Now there are things from the King that I think that we all have to do at certain times. Certain situations we do have to be humble.
Yeah.
You can't win every fight.
Thanks.
I tell a motherfucker that this all the time. I'd rather go home if I had to fight Mike Tyson and talk shit from my crib about what I would have did.
Exactly.
Then, especially with the phones out right now, then get knocked the fuck out like Debo did.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So there are times where we do need to turn the other cheek, but I feel like that's very, very, very minimum. I feel like also that when we do act a fool, I feel like shit get done a little bit quicker, a little bit more. When we go out here and hit the streets and police get fired right there. When we out here singing Kumbaya, they send them home with leave pay and so I feel like it's kind of both. King, Malcolm X, Farrakhan, a little bit of all of it.
Well, answer me this, though. In this time period that we in now, what do you think about just black on black crime like you be screaming all the damn time? Because, see, at the end of the day, the oppression is always going to be real. But right now, it's seeming like we just can't even get it together. The Migos, they're saying that allegedly they got to fighting backstage at the Grammys, and they were trying to do a memorial to Takeoff, at the Grammys, and they're saying that, they weren't even able to get back together after the death of Takeoff to be able to hit the stage together as brothers and show that solidarity, man.
But B-High, come on now, we black folk.
Yeah.
The biggest fights go down at the funeral and at the wedding. I hate to say that. I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Yeah.
Don't kill the messenger.
Yeah.
But you know that when there's a funeral, when there's a wedding, black folks gonna come and show their ass. If they ain't fighting over who made the potato salad, you know, who messed the chicken up.
They go to the funeral, folks get triggered, and they be mad as hell at the funeral too. I done seen that.
Why is this bitch here at the funeral? You know what I'm saying? I told her not to come.
Yeah.
I told him not to come. So it's like, it's almost, you know, status quo. You know, once I heard that, it's disappointing if that was the case because, you know, I wasn't there. I hate to speak on stuff that I didn't actually see or have firsthand knowledge of. Like, say for instance, if you were there, and then you had hit me from there and said, "Wick, I saw that with my own two eyes." Now with that there, I will go out on a limb, and if you told me that, I'll go right and post that, or right and say that, you know, and say it with confidence. But when I have no inside knowledge of it, and people are kind of saying, I hate to speak on it, but let's just say hypothetically that did happen. I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked at all because, like I said, when you have, my mother told me this. I asked my mother. Let's go back to the Gangsta Boo and Paul situation when Paul said, you know, I don't go to funerals. Motherfucker, I paid for the funeral. You understand what I'm saying? Well, when that whole thing was going down and you brought that to me, I took it to my mother. I told my mother. I asked my mother. I said, if you passed, would you be upset if I didn't come to the funeral because I didn't want to see you? I didn't want that to be the last memory that I had of you. My last memory wanted to be when, you know, you and I took a trip together, when you and I, you know, were laughing at Thanksgiving together. Would you be mad if I didn't go because I don't want to think of all the good times and then my memory always ends with seeing you laying there in that casket?
Come on.
And my mother told me, first of all, I'm gonna be dead. I don't give a fuck. and she said, and I quote, most of the people that's there and showing out, they only there showing out because they're selfish. They're there showing out and stuff because of them. Hey, look at me. That's the one last slap in the face for the person that's laying there in the casket. Can't even get Beehive his roses. Can't get Wick his rose. He laying there, it's his day. I gotta stand up and shine. So, you know, it's status quo with black people. Getting back to you know, to behind the scenes, I wouldn't doubt it. You know, I wouldn't doubt that happened when you have a lot of people with different egos. Everybody, you know, want to be seen, want to be heard. And a lot of people don't do stuff maliciously. They do stuff subconsciously, you know, sticking your nose in other folks' business. If, you know, don't get me wrong, I know Cardi is married to this man. So she feels like, this is my husband, I can say what the fuck I want to say. You know,
but from what they're saying is that basically, allegedly, she was just like, what's going on? Y'all need to stop this stuff.
And I get that.
That's what the angle she was coming from. I don't think she was instigating nothing.
Oh, well, I get that. But I'm saying, but my point is, a lot of times, you ever notice that when you tell, you know, two people something like that, that really instigates it? That's why I said subconsciously. A lot of times we don't even know we're doing it. People don't get lit until somebody you can have two people wanting to fight. Oh, nobody got there throw the first punch until somebody get in the middle of them. You ever notice that? You know, if they there squared up by themselves, they just talking. Time somebody get in the middle, y'all need to go ahead on with this shit. Now, oh no, they try me. Yeah, they ain't going over your head. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, sometimes, you know, sometimes it's okay for, you know, people to get heated, talk it out, especially as men. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and hey, you say what you gonna say, I say what I'm gonna say. We get on stage together, we honor the man. I don't know that it would have went there. Now, like I said, I went there. Cardi B, she knows better than me. She lay up with the man every day. So she might have don't seen the vein. I know when you get mad, when you're that little vein right there, pop right there. When I be late, when I come in here late. And I see that little vein right there. I said, oh shit.
But then I gotta ask you this though, Wick, because you know, Jay Prince and the family was on $1 million worth of game recently, and he spoke on the whole situation with Takeoff's death. And basically what I gathered from that interview, it was a bunch of guys with guns, and an altercation escalated to somebody dying. And my thing is like, okay then, Is it the guns that's the problem? If there were no guns on the scene, I mean, would everybody had went home if there was just one responsible security guard with a gun and not just regular random folks with guns? It's like the guns in our community is causing folks to just die randomly because Takeoff wasn't even in the doggone altercation and he got hit. So it's like, how the hell do we prevent innocent bystanders from getting shot, or from something as simple as a regular random argument leading to somebody being killed, man? Because I mean, this shit is definite when you get shot and killed. You ain't coming back from that.
Well, that's the $1 million question right there. And no matter what answer you give or I give, Beehive, there gonna be people on both sides of the aisle. It's easy to say, okay, here's a solution. Take all the guns. Then you take all the guns, and then we're at the mercy of the government. Now they can come in our homes and start killing us.
Yeah.
So it's either do you want the government killing you, or do you want your brother killing you? You take your choice. A lot of us are armed, and I'm not just talking about black people. I'm talking about white people.
Yeah.
Either on one side of the fence,
Yeah.
either no guns except for authority. And we saw how that happens when from the Nazis and everything back in the day when there were no guns to protect you. So we see how that goes. We see how it is
turn out good
in
for
North
the people.
Korea when you can't have any weapons, and Joe King Hung and all them. How
I mean, over there in China, they was on COVID restriction for about 10 years because they still won't let them folks out. I think they just really got to the point to where they were letting them get back out.
Correct. So it's like, so which one do you want? Do you want to be at the mercy of the government or the mercy of your brother? So that's the $1 million question. I don't have an answer to it. I think I'll take my chances with you having a gun behind living next door to me. Then you know, shit, a martial law get handed down and you come in my house and break up a family. We saw as Africans when we didn't have guns, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago. And how did that work out for us?
It turned out very well.
Absolutely. When there are Europeans and different people pulling up on ships with guns, and we had no guns, how did that work out for us?
Well, see, my thing is it's the responsibility behind it, though, Wick. Because I mean, how do we get people to be more responsible with the weapons that they have? Because it's senseless deaths. Okay, if me and you, if I came back and you done drunk my water, you're like, man, I ain't drank your goddamn water. I'm like, man, I see where you done, it wasn't even open when I got over here.
Right.
And then I might have been having a bad day, you might have been having a bad day, and then it escalates and we both got guns, and then we get into a shootout.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And it's like over a bottle of water.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what's messing me up the most, because it seems like a lot of people are dying over stuff that could have been easily squashed, or something that they wouldn't even been mad about the next day had they had got a chance to cool down.
And that's true, and that happens. That 90% of crimes and guys that are down the road, they will tell you, I say 99% will tell you, if I had it to do all over again, if I could have had that, like what you just said, a cool-off period. Most people, once they do have a cool-off period, they have time to reflect and think about the situation, they are going to say, you know what, it's not worth it. Yeah. I've been in that situation before. Yeah. Where it could have went, all the way left. Yeah. Case in point, I was messing with this one chick, and I'm dead to the wrong. I done did some sucker shit. Yeah. And probably been gone 2-3 days because, I was a rider. Yeah. And but anyway, to make a long story short, she busted me across the head with a skate, and I still got the mark from it. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, it bust me wide open to the white meat.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it was one of the old skates, back in the day.
The faux skates, the four-wheel skates.
The iron ones.
Yeah.
Remember they used to have the iron on the bottom of it? Oh, yeah, it busted me over to the white meat. And when she hit me with it, bye, bitch ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? Woo. And I tasted my blood. I saw red. Now, she, to her defense, she had already told me, you did some sucker shit, don't even come over here.
Yeah. And you still gonna show up.
I'm coming, motherfucker. What? I wasn't gonna come until she told me not to goddamn
exactly.
come. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm already, had I, like I said, as I reflect, had to do it all over again, I wouldn't have this scar on my head. Yeah. We wind up busting after that, you know what I'm saying? As you fight, you know what I'm saying? But after we talked about it while I'm laying up, because she had to take me to Grady. take me.
Oh my God.
She had to take me and get me stitched up.
Yeah.
You know, but after all that was said and done, I said, you know what? I was wrong by even going over there. Had I had to do all over again, I wouldn't be down here, you know, getting alcoholed up at Grady Hospital. Every time they would touch me,
Oh my God.
She was in the back laughing. They asked her, you know, because when you go to hospital or something like that with a couple, they trying to see if y'all two got into it.
Exactly.
Right? So I said, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Some guys jumped me. And then they asking her, who jumped him? Yeah, some girls jumped him. Wait a minute, when he said there was some guys jumped him. I'm sitting in the back.
Exactly.
Guys.
But then on another note, the situation with Trouble.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure if it wasn't a heat of the moment situation, Trouble would still be here right now.
And see, and that's the thing, you know, not just Trouble made that decision, not just the guy that killed him made that bad decision, but the girl made a bad decision.
Yeah.
I say this to females, and I say this to a guy too that's a player. You know, I don't go over women's house because of that simple fact right there.
Yeah.
A woman may say, okay, well, I don't mess with man no more.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, but does man still mess with you?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I broke up with man, but did man break up with you? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Had she told Trouble, you know, hey, they probably been, you know, busting for, you know, years. I don't know.
Yeah.
But had she told him, say, you know, I just put out man, you know, he mad, he hot right now. He ain't came by here in a week, but you know, he still had a key.
Yeah.
And you know, he's saying fuck me and he don't moved on, but right now I don't think that, you know, I'm not as a woman comfortable with you coming here and laying up in a bed that this man just was previously in, not even a few weeks ago at most. Because I saw them at the club, the girl and the guy. I told you that.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not even a week and a half before that all happened.
Yeah.
I didn't know her. Friends of mine know her. Baby D, a few other people said, you know, they knew her. But anyway, to make a long story short, you know, each one of them made a bad decision. And like you said, when you got 3 people make a bad decision and there is a gun involved, then that's the kind of stuff that happens. I'm sure Trouble had a gun. What if it was the opposite? What if that man had come through the door to you know, she not answering the phone, they used to live there together, he got a key to open the door, Trouble shoots him. Yeah. Now Trouble fighting for his life
up the road.
Because you know they're gonna sit there and say that you killed her, you killed that man because you were messing with his woman and he caught you in his bed and you killed him. You know how that shit gonna go. Yeah. Their families, I told you about, you know, out there in Decatur, man, there was a family that, you know, these 2 teenagers broke in this man's house. This man kills one of them, and then the family sitting up on the news talking about, hey, they have to kill my baby. You know, we need to take the guns off the street. No, what you need to do is keep your kids from coming through a motherfucking window.
So that's my point that I'm trying to make, Wick. How do we get people to be more responsible? You see what I'm saying? And mature in their decisions to keep each other alive, because it shouldn't be you die like that.
And I agree.
Nobody just be dying like that.
But you and I, we don't know the answer. We all have the question. I ask some of the people out there, what is the answer to that, you know, can we have guns and be safe at the same time? Yeah. We know that we cannot sit here without any weapons. Yeah. I'm not leaving it up to chance by a government that has shown us, and I ain't talking about just our government. Yeah. Because I love the United States, but I'm talking about government worldwide. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? And if we take the guns off the streets for the good people like you and I, the bad people still gonna get it. They're not going and buying them out the store legitly anyway. So taking the guns, that's really no option, you know, to take the guns out the streets because of where we at right now. So it's just, I guess, trying to be a lot stricter, you know, and keep the guns in the hands for responsible people. But how do a person can be responsible today and then tomorrow don't lost their damn mind and then you got 50 weapons. So
you know, I don't know. I'm about to bring this thing back full circle to Black history, man. If we had a higher group esteem for each other and said, you know what, that's my brother, I'm not gonna kill him. but I will discipline them. I will punish them, but I'm not gonna kill them. You see what I'm saying? Other cultures, they don't believe in just offing people like that at the drop of a hat. It's like, okay, you got flogging in some places. You done got hit across the back with a doggone long ass stick if you done got out of line. You see what I'm saying? But it ain't no, we gonna execute you at the drop of a hat. And I think that if we could look at each other and say, all right, man, yeah, even though we ain't agreeing right now, we bumping heads, you are still my brother. See, that's the whole thing. It ain't no love underneath all of this stuff. We hate each other so doggone much that we don't even realize that we have internalized hate for one another.
Right, but you know something too, behind, I was thinking about this the other day. We always say it's the kids, right? It's really the adults, because it starts with the adults. It starts with people our age, and I'm gonna give you a case in point. You cannot even discipline a child from a woman or a man down the street. And I ain't even talking about putting your hands on them. I'm talking about just saying something. Hey man, that ain't right. Hey man, don't be out here fighting the little girls. Hey man, don't be out here selling dope on the corner to the people. Hey man, don't be breaking in cars out here because some fool have been came out, you know, ex-military or something, he said something and will kill you. You say something to a child now, they run right back home down there to Shaquiqua or whatever the hell her name is. And now her and you know, some lame ass nigga that's down there fucking day at your door. Why you say something to Little Man Jr.? You know, don't say nothing to my kid. You ain't got the right to say something. You know what I'm saying? So like we can't even help, you know, raise the kids in the community by telling them the right thing. You know, we grew up, man, I'm telling you right now, when I grew up, if there was some, you know, something that happened in the neighborhood and my mother wasn't there, you best believe there was some women on that street. I ain't gonna say names, but you're lucky if you didn't get your ass tore up before mama got home and then got your ass tore up again after she walked you up there. And so I spanked his ass because he had done broken Mr. So-and-so house down there. And we all know Mr. So-and-so crazy. And had he came in and caught him up in there, he would have killed her. I spanked him and my son. You understand what I'm saying? Or if I didn't spank him, I put them both in timeout. Or I don't have them, you know, count to 1,000. Well,
you got beat back then. You got beat.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. They done replaced the beatings with the guns.
Right, correct. But like I said, it still goes to, you know, people our age. You know, you can't say nothing to a child if they're dead wrong about something. We forget all about that. You know
I'm gonna be real. I was riding home yesterday, man, and I was coming down a one-way street. It was like a two-way street, and some young folks gonna try to pass 3 cars. And they were going up a hill, going fast as hell, and they almost hit somebody head on.
Right.
And then they, you know, I saw them pass me, and I just hit my brake because I said, "Man, these folks about to hit somebody head on going up this hill." I already knew what it was about to be.
Right.
So they hit the brakes, and then they was able to get back over there in the lane before they got over.
Right.
And I wanted to track that car down so bad and pull them over to the side and say, "Hey, man, don't you know y'all almost died?"
Right, or killed someone else.
I almost killed somebody. I got a homeboy, my homeboy Sean. He was just going to go and cut his grandmama's grass.
Right.
Somebody did that and hit him head on and killed him.
Right.
One of the coolest folks in my class, man. So it's like I see this kind of stuff with these young folks just being misguided and doing whatever the hell they want to do, and nobody. It goes back to the old school home training, man.
But see, that's the parents knowing damn well you got an 18-year-old that just really got their license good, and you turn them loose with you know, a 1,500-pound vehicle. You understand what I'm saying? With nobody in the car to tell them anything. With 2 of their partners, a lot of times they only supposed to have their partners in the car. They don't know that about the partners until all of them are dead.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? And I feel like when I look back now, because we used to drag race, and Nino and all us, we would be going down. I'd be like, what the hell was I doing there? I feel like, you know, you should be able to get licensed at 18, but I still feel like you shouldn't be able to really drive by yourself until 23, 24, 25.
Damn.
By yourself as a young kid, especially as a boy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Girls are way, way, way more responsible. Boys, we grow up.
We couldn't wait to get behind that car and bust a U and bust a donut in that thing.
Exactly, and drag race and all that. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, if I still feel like they should be able to get their license, but or here's another thing: you can have your license at 18, but you can't go on the expressway until you're 23.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You're not even allowed on the expressway.
Exactly.
Just like you and I not allowed in the HOV lane.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless we got 5 people in the goddamn car.
Yeah.
Well, then an 18-year-old shouldn't be allowed on the expressway doing no 90 miles per hour. The first thing we got to get you trained with, you doing 35 first.
Exactly.
You should have been to go 70.
So now with that being said, y'all hit them comments. Let us know what's lacking in our community. What can we do to encourage more love in the community and also keep people alive and learn how to better settle disagreements, man?
Absolutely. And what theory do you subscribe to? Are you on the Martin Luther King turn the other cheek page, or you subscribe more to the Malcolm X and Farrakhan, or a little bit of both of them?
Yeah.
Let us know.